Hello and welcome everyone to Cybercast episode 76, the Transformer Video Podcast. Today I am joined with my co-host James and also our guest Count Marzo. He's kind of our specialist as far as Masters of the Universe and He-Man's concerned. So we're going to save that topic to the end just because, we don't want to lose any viewers. If we just start talking He-Man right in the beginning. I was like, I signed up for robots only. But today on the Cybercast, we're going to start off with Hasbro, get into Takara, Masterpiece, then our third party, then our add-ons, and then our topic. So, what is that noise?
I don't know. It's not me.
Marzo?
Is it my phone going off? I think it's my phone going off.
God, how unprofessional. You let a guest on, man, and they just always act unprofessional. But anyways, James, why don't you go ahead and tell people where they can find you, man?
You can find me YouTube, Twitter, VictorySaber77. I'm also the host of the Aftercast, which airs on my channel at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we also have a new show, an eBay show, which is every other Thursday. So stay tuned. It will be on again at September 25th at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time in the morning.
And Count Marzo, where can people find you and harass you?
They can find me on Twitter, Count_Marzo. That's all I got is Twitter.
All right, and he can't follow you back either. So
yeah, I have
he's maxed out.
That really makes me mad. That really makes me mad, though.
Twitter said, "Look, you can't possibly follow over 2,000 people. It's just not in the cards." All right, and for myself, you can find me, G1Hextron, on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can also follow the Facebook page. The G1Hextron is where we share all the news, and all the things we're going to be talking about today are located on the G1Hextron Facebook page. I guess let's go ahead and jump into the news. Like I said, we'll start off with Hasbro. All right, the first thing up is we get a little bit better look and some of these things out of package for this Platinum Edition Autobots United 5-pack. It's basically a reason to try to sell you the same mold over again. They just changed the colors up a little bit. Bumblebee, I can't even tell really that much of a difference. But you got some side-by-side shots. You can see that they're going to be coming with all the weapons. And like you got the Optimus Prime here on the left. I believe that's the one on the left, right? A black gun there. All right, yeah, so he's the black gun one. Still, you have to pick this up. I'm going to still wait for the Unique Toys DX9 add-on pack.
Now, is that the normal Voyager class one there?
Well, the normal Voyager would actually have the mouth. This chrome bits here, this is another one of the 500 repaints or recolors that they've done.
I was wondering. I haven't seen that one, or at least that much. Cool.
And if you're wanting to get the DX9 add-on set to make him Super Genrai, and you're like, well, I like the faceplate because the one that you can pick up readily available in store has the open mouth and he has that ugly face. Well, they're actually coming with the head with that add-on set, so you don't have to worry about that. Here they are in truck mode. Still, I like this one better. This one with chrome and stuff. Bumblebee. I'm assuming that this is the one, this is one that I couldn't really tell. You can see that this guy has black rims and this one has some kind of color into the rims. Other than that, I really can't see that much difference. I mean, some silver and some black down here.
Yeah.
But there's really not that big of a difference. I mean, it really wouldn't make you go out and say, I've got to have that new Bumblebee.
He's got a darker gray on his rims, it looks like.
Yeah. Now with the drift, you can see that they changed up the swords. They're going with silver swords instead of the gold ones. So here on the left, you have the one that is mass released, and the one on the right, I don't know why they switched them up like that, but you can see the one that comes in the 5-pack. So there's a little bit of difference here with some of the paint apps.
Yeah.
This one does actually look, a little bit more detailed. Some gold specks here. So there's a few little extra paint apps there. Now switching back here on the right is the original release, and this is the one on the left that comes in the 5-pack. And you see more detail here in the color.
Looks much better.
Yeah, and it's a little bit lighter green or bright green. But yeah, it does look better.
I'll take that lime green over the darker green. Yep.
I do like this guy's car mode. I just don't like the Bayformer look of the figure. And the Hound on the right is the original release that you can pick up in store. The one on the left is the one that comes in the 5-pack. So again, a little bit lighter green, but you can see a few little different details here.
Yeah.
And this, you can definitely tell, looks a lot better in my opinion. Where they did with the black, it kind of looks like it's camo. You got like a star here, the little black trim. So I like that better than this one.
True. I wonder if there'll be a third release, maybe the final.
Oh, I mean, if people will buy it, they'll paint that thing hot pink if people will buy it. So
I need another shade of green.
You want John Deere green on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, getting into the next thing, it's the Transformers Collectors Club. The next figure up that they said is Tarantulas. And it says, we heard you all, you wanted more paint, and we think what was missing was some of the feel from the Beast Wars series itself. So we decided to give you the Deco another shot. Well, we decided to give the Deco another shot and hope you are happy with the changes. This is pretty much what it's going to look like for your final version. So I guess they added a few more paint apps here on this little mock-up here, but this is basically what you're going to get.
It's a little better. Not too bad.
Anytime you can add more paint apps, especially for the price they're going to be charging people that sign up for this, it's a win.
Oh, and just to listen to the fans is also a nice win.
Oh, absolutely.
And such.
All right, and one that they announced previously, it was for the nacelle. If that's how you say it? But basically, what it was designed off of was a prototype design of a Japanese release thrust. So that's why, how they came up with this figure, because a lot of people were asking, what is this from? And even we were saying, I was like, I'm not familiar with this, this character. Well, it's something that never got made, and it was basically going to be like kind of like a Diaclone, that never got made. So pretty cool.
Yeah.
That one's definitely cool. I like that.
Thrust, brother.
Yep. Got that vintage feel to him.
Well, he's not going to look exactly like this. It's going to actually be a classics, but this is what the vintage one would look like.
Oh.
They're going to do that classics repaint that's been done how many times? Is it like 200 times or something now?
Yeah, pretty much. It's the mold that just keeps giving.
All right, now taking a look at our Masterpiece stuff. Some basically box and also card images of Masterpiece Wheeljack. I believe this guy should be hitting your local e-tailers, whichever one you decide to do business with next week. So if you haven't pre-ordered somewhere or you're looking to just kind of add to cart whenever one comes in, be looking for that next week. I don't know what day it would be, but kind of gives you a good idea there. And someone mentioned on Twitter that I saw that while they like Wheeljack and they think it looks good, they got a feeling that the paint apps are going to be messed up in some type of way. Because if you remember on Red Alert, like on mine, one door where all the stuff lined up correctly, on the other one, it didn't line up correctly. You know, when you have decals and you have, like this 539 here. Hopefully it all does, but chances are there's going to be a few of them out there that don't line up correctly.
I'm just hoping for no paint chips.
That too.
But we'll see.
Marzo, are you a fan of Wheeljack?
Yeah, a little bit. I like the villains, but Wheeljack's cool. I always liked his head for some reason, the way his things lit up and stuff.
The Matrix.
Yeah. I don't know what to call it.
Matrix head.
Yeah.
And they're also going to be doing kind of like the quote-unquote Marlboro style as well. So we got some pictures of that, along with Star Saber, colored up. If you don't have a Masterpiece, this is the one to get.
Yeah.
It's Star Saber.
This one I guarantee is going to go up in price quickly.
And it's going to drive the price down to the G1, which is nice. This is a win all around. And it's cheaper than what we anticipated.
Yeah.
Now, is this sword just silver or is it chrome?
No. I hope it's chromed.
Yeah, someone told me it was just silver, and I was like, well, I can't really tell because of, in a picture, things can look a certain way off light.
Yeah.
I hope it's chrome. Probably not, though.
My only concern with Star Saber is his little antennas and his guns on his shoulder for stress marks because they're kind of thin. That would be my only concern is how he's packaged and such.
Yeah, I saw that the ears, I'm just going to call them ears or antennas here, they can bend in.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll be straight up for whenever you do transformation, and then whenever kind of the final thing is you bend them out. And there he is with the V-Star. And here you have Exhaust, which is a repaint of Wheeljack. It's modeled off the Diaclone version. And this is supposed to be your Marlboro repaint, even though it doesn't say Marlboro anywhere on it. And just better look at him. This is a Decepticon. You like this one better, Marzo?
I don't know. I obviously like that purple Decepticon logo, but I think Wheeljack wins here because he's Wheeljack. I remember him. I know him.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna have to get both, though.
Yeah, or you can wait. Maybe they'll make Slicer. So.
Oh yeah, that'd be nice with black and blue and kind of pink. All right, the next thing to take a look at is third party, but it's kind of their masterpiece representation. It's Bullsfire. This is their Airstrike, or also known as Swoop. And you can kind of see the nice gold here, the chrome that they're putting into it. I'm guessing more than likely this is going to be die-cast right here, this blue that we're seeing.
Yeah.
I just got a couple of pictures of him. Doesn't look too bad.
No, not at all.
All right, getting into unique toys. This is Troll, and it's for their Ordon, I believe. I forget exactly which one it's called, but basically they're Abominus, and this is Blot. So just some new, updated pictures of this guy. I really like the way he looks.
Yeah, the color scheme really does it.
Yeah, I like purple and blue.
Who doesn't? Those are Skeletor colors.
Oh my goodness. It did take him long.
Had to sneak it in there. Had to sneak it in there.
I'm really curious on what the other one's going to look like. What is he doing? Is that Woody's hat?
That looks like it.
I guess you could do that. That looks strange.
He's got a nice wide stance there.
And some of them in robot mode. I really do dig the robot mode. I like the face sculpt. And Blot, whenever you look at the G1s, he was the most uninteresting figure out of the set. It's just because he was all wide and stuff like that. So whenever you put him into robot mode, he was a chubby dude, you know. But I think this looks really cool. And you see that he's also he's about head to head with Warbatron. So you're trying to make him that taller combiner. I wonder
That's
how
cool.
many others follow suit with that. And what is this stuff behind? Is this like butter, molded butter or something? That's strange.
I don't know. Don't want to know.
The connector port looks like he's got some pretty nice balance there.
Super kick. That's always a nice measure of, I guess, leg movement. Or the splits.
Yeah. That's also some nice balance right there. It's hard to get a lot of figures in that pose.
The kneel, the one knee.
Yeah, it's where they're actually balanced. Like, it's not hard to get them into a kneel, but it's hard to make them balance at the same time.
Yeah, because they're top heavy like that.
Well, Unique Toys is doing a really good job here, but still gonna wait, see what other companies pull out. Ooh,
Yeah, I want to see what Mastermind Creations does with theirs.
yeah,
All right, speaking of Mastermind Creations, here we have the new Hexatron. A couple of changes here. You can see the head is different. They also made some changes here on the inner flaps or the inner wings. These outside, he's no longer going to have the shurikens for the wheels there. These are actually chromed out. His guns are chromed out, and he's missing his swords. So you get a little bit, and then some is taken away as well. It's a shame that you don't at least get the swords, but you can buy those cleavers if you wanted to. If you wanted to kind of give him some type of, melee weapon or sword weapon.
so here we basically get a straight up, newer version of the G1 six-shot.
Yeah, it's a little bit closer, with the head and the inner flaps here. And I think these claws are chrome too. I guess no, they looks like they're just the regular silver. They came with the original. He's a nice figure.
Yeah.
I don't know if you'd want to trade off though. I like this head better. I like the inner flaps better, but if you want that looks original. But then also you should have kept white guns and then give them the swords. I think would have looked nice. It's not you don't get the chrome weapons until you get the reissue.
Yeah, the Encore. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he never came with swords either. But
No.
there goes my hopes of a great shot with swords or anything. But I don't know.
And I think
They should have came with a little Daniel, human character that kind of resembled Daniel. could be like the new headmaster version of Six Shot, where he goes kind of good and befriends Daniel.
He tries to save him from those rock people.
Yeah.
It's a strange episode.
Yeah. That's the only good thing about Daniel. He brought Six Shot over to the Cybertron side, it seems like.
So that was always the strangest looking mode. I like the jet mode. I think this gun looks a little different. Looks like they transformed it a little different there. Oh yeah, that's the way that I had it done. So I guess this is a new way they're doing the gun. I don't know. You can. There's a lot of fan created modes for this guy. I guess that's one of them. All right, taking a look at the Mastermind Creations Fembots. Now, Marzo, I know you like the, the She-Ra, and you got, all those female characters. Besides RC, can you name 2 Fembots?
The medic.
What's her name?
I don't know. I can't remember. I know it's medic something. I don't know. I don't know. You got me. RC is all I got for you.
All right.
I know the green one's a medic though.
Yeah, it's Alita 1.
Remember. There you go.
One,
I knew.
RC.
I couldn't think of it. Yep. Alita
Solus
1.
Prime. Yep. All right, no, I'm sorry. Alita 1 is the pink one over here. Then this one over here, then you have Solus, and then you have RC.
I remember Alita 1 though, for sure.
And the green one, James, who's the green one? I forget.
Moonracer?
Yeah.
Maybe.
It don't look bad though.
No.
Still on the Hasbro thing, but if you were deciding to go with the third-party route, I don't think you'll be dissatisfied. I've seen these in person, and they look pretty sweet.
Yeah.
So as far as third-party, Marzo, have you bought any third-party Transformers? I know that they're coming out. They've come out with a few GoBot things. And they're coming out with future things. Have you bought any of those?
I have not, but I was very close to getting that one that looks like Cykel. The what is it called?
Unique Toys, Salamor.
What is it called? Yeah, there you go, Salamor or whatever it's called. Yep. I was very close to getting that one, but I was kind of broke at the time, and he was pretty pricey. Wherever I looked at him, I can't remember.
Well, $100 usually for third-party stuff is kind of the going rate.
I can't afford third-party stuff.
Neither can we. All right, now taking a look at KFC's Transistor. This is their Masterpiece Blaster. And just kind of showing off some of the posability here. They do have some comparisons. It's a kind of a strange pose.
He's doing the NWO thing. He's like Scott Hall style.
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Maybe
yeah, I think so.
And it looks like you're going to be able to fit 2 cassettes at least.
He's a double deck. Double tape deck.
And showing off some of the other little cassettes here that are out by the same company, Keith's Fantasy Club, or they're still calling it. The thing is they're still calling it KFC on their page, even though they changed their name to KTC, Keith's Toy Club.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were talking about. KFC, I was expecting to see the Colonel on him somewhere.
Here he is, comparison with Masterpiece Soundwave. So they scale up exactly how you'd want.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of the engineering is completely ripped off this guy.
I think quite a bit.
Just look at those shoulders.
Yeah, I know.
Show me a silhouette of both of them, and I'll let you know.
You're basically just looking for his cannon here. Oh, that Soundwave. I know it is.
Yeah.
I do like this here because, while Soundwave was basically a Walkman, for the younger kids, it's basically, back then's iPod, and then you had a boombox here.
The Ghetto Blaster. Yeah.
Too bad he doesn't come with like a little Raoul figure.
Raoul figure
with tracks.
With a little piece of cardboard to breakdance on.
Oh, so you remember that episode?
Yes, I do.
Where they turn everyone into zombies so that they go to their dance-a-rama or whatever it was called.
I love that. That's one of my favorite episodes, I'm not going to lie.
All right, here you also have from Keith's Fantasy Club. This is basically their Diaclone version of Citizen Stack. I forget exactly what they're calling him. Commander Stack, maybe. I mean, you know that you're probably going to get an Ultra Magnus repaint, from the Masterpiece line like this. So.
Yeah. At least we hope.
Yeah. God, man, then I have to buy that thing too. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
All right, and taking a look at the Singapore exclusive, this is Mastermind Creations Zoya. This is their stealth mode, basically their stealth mode RC. Just some updated pictures. This was an exclusive, limited to, I believe, 500 pieces. So you see this thing on eBay, it's probably going to, if you really, really want it, it's probably going to go for quite a bit. But some better pictures of her. I like this, with the purple, the black, the gray, the pink.
Yeah.
All those colors look nice.
It looks just odd how she's posed there, though. Her knees are bent, but it looks like she's got little feet, though. You don't see, think
down
the legs
here?
behind, yeah, or something. It just looks kind of odd.
I just noticed that. Cool little fig, though.
Oh, yeah.
Or it's like just her torso is like riding on this sled or something like that. It's just.
Ooh.
Wait, that's perfect effect. What is she doing in here? Oh, there you go. These two chicks battling it out.
Cat fight.
It's too bad she's limited, because that's the fembot that I would pick up, is that one right there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be one that I would pick up. Oh, so there's quite a few pictures of just random stuff in there. X-Trans bots. They're Ollie, which is basically Willy. #1 hated character for me. But are you a fan of Willy, Marzo?
I like him because he's annoying and a lot of people hate him, so yeah, that makes me like him a little bit.
Because he annoys Transformer fans, so
yeah.
You like him.
You found my secret out.
Well, they're also going to make a turbo out of this guy.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yep.
And he'll probably, because he's, this is, one of the smaller figures, and also he's a, GoBot, maybe he'll have that GoBot pricing on him.
Hope so.
I wish they would rewrite Wheelie in the comic books as like a Unicron Herald. He's just annoying, and that's why he's there. He's just to infiltrate the Autobots, just to piss everyone off. But he's actually the mastermind or something. Oh well.
like an evil Orko.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad. I'm still waiting for the Masterpiece to come out with some of the, the mini bots. And the way that I think that they should do it is bring them out in 2-packs. Because like they're doing Bumblebee cheaper, and then he comes with like the Daniel figure or the Spike or whatever, in his exosuit. I'd like to get the other ones, but just come out with them in 2-packs. But then again, you got ones like Power Glide and Warpath. I mean, there's a plane and a tank, and then you're gonna have them the same size as the Volkswagen Bug. It's a little odd.
Yeah, just a tad.
It's probably why they're staying away from it.
And like Huffer and Pipes, semi-truck the same size as Bumblebee and all that.
All right, here he is with Prowl Masterpiece. So that's not a bad size scale. Citizen Stack. It's a huge difference there. But that pairs up nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
At least I get the size right for this guy. Oh wow, so he's not much taller than Rumble and Frenzy. Just want to put that out there, that I'm calling Rumble purple. So you know which side of the fence that I stand on. All you Transformer fans out there. Not too bad. All right, so today, if you were interested in getting this Ripper, or I believe it's Ripper or Reaper, or I think it's Ripper, Mastermind or Mate Toys. Basically, their stray figure in these different colors. Then he went on sale today, and you can find it at maketoys.jp/shop/product/Ripper, and you'll be able to add this to your cart. It's going to be $59.95, and this is the only place you're going to be able to find it at, unless some online e-tailers they decide that they want to make some type of agreement where they secure a certain amount of stock. But I believe this guy he says he's very limited, and that I believe you can only get up to 2. Yes, only 2 per person. I don't know why you would need to, but there you go. And we looked at this guy last week. Does look pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
$60 for one of these smaller pieces of the combiner. It's an exclusive. You think that's a pretty good deal?
I think so.
Yeah.
Considering this is their combiner 2-pack figure, right? So those go for how much normally? $130.
Well, they're selling the combiner as a box set.
Oh, they're selling it as a box set this time, not as Green Giant and all that. Okay.
Yeah. Right. So, and I believe the box set is, what is it, 300? And you have one of them, Scattershot. He's going to be the larger guy. So I guess this is a decent price, especially being exclusive. I'll probably demand a little bit on the aftermarket if that's why you're buying 2 of them.
Better than $100, that's for sure.
And then you have Fans Project. They're coming out with their Slag or Slug, whichever you prefer you want to call it. So here's what he looks like, all colored up. There's his little dude. There he is in prototype form in his robot mode. I know a lot of people just love Fans Project just because it's a trusted, third-party brand, but I'm not really digging their Dinobots. It's just not, for me. But I know it will be for a lot of people.
Yeah, I would probably like it more if the market wasn't saturated with Dinobots, to the point I'm just sick and tired of them. It doesn't matter who has them. It's just I'm kind of sick and tired of Dinobots. Okay, right there. What is that like in the corner by the Slag robot. I mean, on the other side, like that thing. What is that huge thing over there?
The left?
Yeah.
That's the Scorponok.
Oh, that's the Scorponok. Okay. I was trying to wonder what that was.
Yeah, that big old dude.
Yeah. Got to repaint it as a Black Zarek or Zazorigun from Goldran.
Oh, sweet. That'd be awesome. And we also have Swoop, or like Michael Bay likes to call him, Strafe.
He doesn't look complete. He needs another head. Put another head on him.
And give him 2 tails. The Swoop doesn't look too bad. I like that they went with the thin design for him.
Yeah. Makes sense.
My favorite episode with Swoop was the one where Spike and Carly went to Cybertron and Shockwave was like all chasing them around, and Swoop was trying to free the Dinobots. And that was a good one.
Yeah.
I'm used to the Dinobots being really shiny for me, so those look kind of dull for some reason. Maybe I'm just used to looking at the shiny ones, the vintage ones. I don't know.
This is prototype form, and this is Masterminds Creations' version of Impactor. Between this one and the other one that we saw that's coming out, who's doing that? Is it X2 Toys? Which one do you kind of prefer?
I like that one.
This one, the Mastermind Creations?
Yeah. But I usually stick with a couple of third-party companies. So, if I like their product, I'm going to stick with them.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
We don't have any comments yet? Wow.
No, I haven't seen anything.
Wow, guys. Usually there's like 40 by now. It must be because we put let's talk some Masters of the Universe, and they're like, I'll skip this week.
Always ragging on them.
You'll have your chance to have your piece at the end. And you can explain to a lot of people, the history and stuff, and get into the toys. But this is kind of a cool little teaser here. You see the face. Do you also see the horn coming up right here? Fans Project teased this in one of their magazines, but when you look close and look at those little features right there, Dino King, Monstructor for you Hasbro guys, and the guys here, they were like, you know what? If they do it as Dino King, I want the Pretender shells as well. And I'm like, that you have to do it that way.
Yeah. But I'd just be happy to get an actual decent-sized Dino King. Dino King, I mean, for a combiner, he's so small.
He's like the size of a deluxe figure.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, it's sad. It's like, man, should be an Operation Combination, not with, like, Victory. Should be with 6 Train and 6 Terror and all those.
Since I'm, getting out of third parties, you come out with a Dino King and he looks good, I'll get on board with that. Because that's something that, as far as, Hasbro coming out with it, who knows? I think it would be more of a Takara thing.
Yeah.
But even the G1 Monstructor, I mean, he demands a lot of money online, if you want him complete.
Yeah.
All his little pieces, they're expensive, so it's an expensive figure to have. I've got like, let's see, how many do I have? I've got 3 of them. Yeah, so
I'm halfway there.
Yeah, well, they're missing the little weapons. They're ones that actually survived from my childhood, so like, of course, they don't have any other weapons. But I would be on board with getting this. Now looking at Warbitron, they have. What is it? Is it Lightspeed? No, that's the car, isn't it?
Afterburner.
Afterburner, yeah. So their version. Looks like it's final, or just about.
And this is Masterpiece scale, right?
Yeah, it's the Warbotron where they're making those figures like huge.
Yeah.
It doesn't look too bad, especially because it looks a lot like the G1. But as far as the Computron combined, and that's the way you're going to put it together, I think the Make Toys looks better, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Was it Funyo or Fun? I forget who it is. But this is basically going to be a, TF4 Bumblebee. It looks like it's maybe an articulated statue or something like that, or figure here. Looks like he's got the battle mask as well. But it's going to be probably a Japanese release. I'm even looking at some of the Japanese writing here. But we'll get more on that, as we go. Just some prototype images. All right, KFC, they're also showed some images off of their Overkill and Slugfest. Marzo, you collect cassettes?
Yeah, actually, I had that one right there, but I haven't seen it in a long time, so I probably don't have it anymore.
Well, they I don't know if they're coming 2-pack, but you can see Slugfest here because whenever they came out with him originally, he came out, it was Overkill and Slugfest.
Yeah.
There's Slugfest right there.
Yep. Oh, I still have that one. Yep.
And Squawk Talk and Beastbox and Ratbat.
I still have Ratbat too, actually. I lost a few of my cassettes over the years, so not many survived.
Yeah, it was one of those things where, like, I still have weapons from them from my childhood, but I can't find the cassettes. It's like, why can't I find all these weapons?
Because those are shinier. You could spot them out easier, I guess. I don't know.
All right. And this is from Spike Art. Remember the very first episode where you had the Seekers were these Tetra Jets, and then this guy over here on the far right was Bumblebee, and this was it Ratchet or Iron? I think it was Ratchet, right?
Wheeljack.
Well, it was Wheeljack. Okay. Where he drives up and they put those whatever fuel rods or whatever in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So Spike Art is making these, and everything that they've made so far, it's kind of those small little figures to kind of go with your Generations Metroplex. So I wonder if that's what they're doing here.
That's a pretty cool idea, though. To take the way the Seekers original looked like that.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know who would prefer that, still cool though.
Well, they don't transform. It's just basically little accessories, I guess, for probably Generations Metroplex. And you can see that X-Transbot, some of their upcoming figures, Windcharger. So we've seen these previously, but now basically confirmation. You see them here on the side of the box for Ollie. And also from ToyStages.com, they have introduced a few more stages. Marzo, these are kind of. Tell me if you'd like something like this, because I think they do. I know they do G.I. Joe. They've done some Mask, I believe. They'll probably do He-Man as well. You can go to their Facebook page, ToyStages.com, as well, and suggest things. But you have your shelf, and what they do is they make this background here, to where you can put it up against the wall, to where instead of just having a white wall, you actually have something from kind of like one of those epic scenes or something that was really familiar, like you have Teletran 1 here.
Very cool.
And so that you have that in the background and place your figures in front of it, or you can do a battle scene, just something that looks a little bit better to the eye than whatever color your wall is.
I wish there was more stuff like this to make your display better, you know what I mean? Like more display pieces.
And you can see that they even wrap it around, so you can see, this side. So you could get this one, and or two of them, and put one on each end, and kind of wrap it around. I think this is awesome. I don't know why it's taken this long for something like this to be done.
Me either. Very cool. I agree.
And they've got, for the Decepticon lovers out there, they've got some Decepticon ones as well.
Cool and all, but for a diorama, that's kind of out of scale. If you put your Decepticons in front of it, like, look.
The only one that would work is Crimzeek. You take your Crimzeek that came with your Masterpiece Megatron, and you have them like dancing on top of it.
But really cool. I would just like some Cybertron, like, kind of artwork in the background or something. Cityscapes and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, very cool.
Check that one out from like the back box art. You tape a bunch of your world's smallest Transformers against it, and there you have it. For your kids, like whatever science, whatever or science fair. You buy this and you get a bunch of world's smallest Transformers and just like put them on like little sticks, and there you go, son. We're done.
It's better than a solar system.
Yeah. Instead, my son doesn't do a solar system. He does Cybertron and how far away Earth is, and he has them just rotated. Like, there you go.
Like everyone's doing a volcano. All right, so have you ever looked at your Bruticus Maximus and you were like, I need an add-on for it, and then Fans Project was like, here you go, and then said, you know what? I need more add-on. Well, you're covered. There's more add-ons for your add-on set to your Fans Project Bruticus Maximus figure. So you can see some extra little pieces here for, the color. This is one of those weird color-looking ones, but for your Vortex, and then also Blastoff, and Swindle, all these guys.
Interesting.
So you got some kind of wings. We go down here, it looks like. Some extra missiles, as if, he wasn't gunned up enough. Radar dish. And you kind of see what they did with the Blastoff here is his wings that he comes with, they kind of tilted those up and they gave him these much larger wings here, and then they also added quite a few things onto Onslaught.
Wow.
When we get to the Bruticus look, I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest. It seems a little much. And so that's basically everything that you'll get there. And here you have, the Fans Project add-on for your Bruticus Maximus. And now here he is all mounted up. So it's basically a lot of, chest stuff coming together. To me, those wings stick out just a little too far.
Yeah. Why not just make a new figure? Or something. New Vortex. maybe new Onslaught.
And you can see that it's also going to limit that articulation too.
Yeah, how's he supposed to aim his thing forward?
You can bend it at the. He's not going to be able to rotate here at the shoulder. He can rotate it here at the, the elbow joint. But I mean, if you're not going to be able to rotate here at the shoulder, and the whole reason you're getting these third-party figures is because you want articulated-looking G1 stuff, but now you're hindering the articulation, might as well just buy the G1. Get it over with.
His head looks so small now. I mean, it's just like barely see it.
And some in hand. Oh, looks like the kneecaps here. They kept a few little things on here for this guy. All right, another website exclusive, Fans Project. They have the trailer for their steel core.
Yep.
And they're also doing a thing if you order this trailer from them, then it also includes a membership to their like premium membership for their Fans Project core, to where you're going to be able to get 3 figures throughout the year. Now, I need to let you guys know because I don't want you to think, well, 3 free figures. Like, am I going to get like 3 free Fans Project Dinobots or something like that?
Yeah.
No, the free figures are the core. So, if I can show you a little better, and that's what the trailer does as well. Like, some people were asking if the trailer, like, if it disassembles and maybe adds on to steel core to make him kind of a little bit more beefed up. It's the trailer. And you can actually open it up, and you can put the little core fix. So basically, the God Masters or the Power Masters, so you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. That's those are the figures that you're going to be getting for free throughout the year. So basically, 1 each quarter, and you can put them all in here.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Plus, you can just order the trailer, or you can actually. For a little bit more, you can order the trailer with the figure and still get the membership.
Yep. Yeah. They're also offering the figure again, and so you'll get to be able to get the complete set. So I do like that they're not just like, well, here's this trailer and this thing, and you're like, okay, I really wanted that now that I see the trailer, but now I got to go hunt down a steel core for like stupid money.
Yeah, and you can get all that for like $180, I think, is their price.
Yeah.
On their website. So.
And you're gonna pay that for steel core by himself on eBay. Yep. Oh, and stickers. Beautiful stickers.
If they could take that trailer, modify it, and make it into a pyro or a Sparks, and put a new front section, put that into your little like steel core line, that would be nice. But probably won't happen.
More add-ons. You have the Dr. Wu little baby carrying case thing for Hound here that he uses. Like, he took the baby out, and then he was like, I'm going to put all my grenades in here. He can weapon him up more.
Should have came with a little Mark Wahlberg. Stick it there.
He's got his legs sticking out from here.
Shooting with that futuristic gun that he had.
Right, and the last thing, we took a look at this last week where we just had this 1 or 2 pictures. This is the Dr. Wu Cavalier is the name of the sword. And you see that you have the purple here. Well, you're also going to get it with this red and this silver here.
Okay, that looks better.
Yeah. And there's another color as well. And then you have it's kind of like an orange, so it looks to be lit up. So you got a couple of different options there, which is nice. I always like options.
Who doesn't like swords coming in different colors, right?
I mean, they really sell you those things on Masters of the Universe. They're always like, and accessory pack. We want more money.
We need more power swords. Everyone needs a power sword.
All right, so for you guys that didn't tune in at the very beginning, or you can't just simply read the title. We're going to be discussing Masters of the Universe. We brought on our guest and our friend Count Marzo, which is pretty much our go-to expert for He-Man. He's just, talked to him previously, and this is kind of what we want to do. So if you want to do, nope, don't have to do any research. I got it all up here. So we're gonna test him a little bit, maybe, probably not, because we'll just look stupid. But he's gonna talk a little bit about the history of Masters of the Universe, how they came up with it, made it a brand, what kind of generated its popularity, kind of get into the toys. Some of the lesser knowns, I know he's not going to want to spend a whole lot of time on them, but New Adventures, and then also maybe the movie, and also you have the 2000X line and cartoon. And just kind of talk about the new Masters of the Universe classics, the sub-series, and some of the new things that they're doing, like with the Giants. So, Marzo, we're all ears, man, if you want to kind of take it away.
Alrighty. Well, the cool thing about Masters of the Universe is that it's not based on anything, really. It was a toy line first. There wasn't a cartoon with it. There wasn't something, something ready to go with it. It was just Mattel needed to compete with Star Wars, which they failed to pick up, which they could have. And He-Man was what happened, basically.
You said that they all kind of looked at the popularity of Conan, too, that they saw that.
In the early 80s, yep. Conan's popularity in the early 80s. And He-Man is something, like the first three prototypes were Barbarian, Tank Army Guy, and Space Guy. So you could put He-Man in anything, basically, and sell me variants.
Oh, they had those as San Diego Comic-Con exclusives, too, and they did them for the Classics line.
Yep, they named that Vicron, actually.
I remember that some people were disappointed about those, and they're like, "Man, this is what we're getting for San Diego." I'm like, "Those are like the originals. Wouldn't you? Isn't that what you would want?" Because I know if you did that for Transformers, they're like, "Here's the original Diaclone of Optimus Prime, masterpiece, and then also Megatron masterpiece," because that would be essentially, for Transformers, it'd be masterpiece for the Classics line. James, I think we'd be stoked. I'd be stoked.
Yeah.
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 I think it's because no one ever really seen them before or knew anything about them much, so they were just like, how... And plus, how they are. Come on. All they do is complain, right?
Well, and
that's all we do.
The Vicron was cool at San Diego Comic-Con, but didn't Mattel release them in, you could buy it with the tank armor on and then you could have them as a Barbarian, or then you could have them as a Space. So a lot of people were like, I have to buy 3 of these so I could have them displayed without taking them out of the package. So that was a nice ploy on Mattel's part to sell more of that.
I think the Barbarian one is the most sought-after one, the one with the Barbarian in the center wearing the Barbarian gear.
Yeah.
And you got the tank stuff there and the space stuff on the other side. Mm-hmm. Yep. Which you could tell if you look at the space one, you could tell that it's basically Star Wars that they tried to take there, that they were battling actually at the time. And I don't know, but Masters of the Universe, best in the 80s. Best line of the 80s, made the most successful. Let's argue. Who wants to argue? Right?
I'm trying to figure out how to get these comments all up here, because you said that you didn't see the comments, James. There's there's a ton of them.
Serious?
Yeah.
Let me go to the actual YouTube.
Yeah, so try to pull that up, because I think some people they've said quite a few things on here, and I think some people might be asking some questions as well.
All right.
I want to make sure that we get to those. Marzo, now getting into the the cartoon, what do you think made it so popular? I mean, it was Filmation, and we've kind of talked about on James Aftercast before, that they use cell animation. I remember one of our younger viewers, I always pick at him because he's young, he's 19, but explaining cell animation, to where they basically take the torso of a figure and they have these arms, and instead of redrawing, what they did is they took an arm to where if he was lifting his gun up, they place it this way, take a shot, tilt it, take a shot, take it, and that's all they did.
Yeah. What the cartoon became so popular because back then in the early 80s there was a law against cartoons advertising toy products or something like that, and it was lifted in the early 80s. So, and then it was the first syndicated cartoon based on a toy line, so it was on everyone's local channel every day, so everyone was watching it back then. That's why it became so popular. All because of that cartoon. I think so, at least.
As far as the toys, the vintage toys, what do you think are like? We know there's Skeletor and He-Man and Evelyn and Beastman, all that stuff. They're pretty common. Like if you collected any type of Masters of the Universe back in the day, then you more than likely had those.
Yeah, everybody knows them.
What were some of the rarities for back then? And I'm not talking about Wonder Bread, He-Man. I'm just, you don't have to get that rare, but just like you never saw them, or maybe it was kind of towards the end of the line or series, like we'll usually see, and they don't produce as many.
Yep, that's basically what it is. The one they actually brought Faker back, like later on in the line in 1987. He came out in '82, but they brought him back in '87 and called him Faker 2, and he was the same thing. He just had a harder plastic head, but
how original.
Yeah.
That's a great name.
But basically, yeah, the later wave characters are obviously more rare because everyone had. Who knows how many He-Mans and Skeletors were out there compared to like a Rio Blast in 1987 and stuff like that. Ninjor. Scareglow, he's a really cool one, but he's rare. Like you look at eBay, you're gonna pay big money for him because he all those '87 ones. Yeah.
Now, we'll just touch on She-Ra real quick here. I liked the movie to where it kind of introducing. Here you throw in She-Ra into this He-Man, and it kind of opens a new world. Which was really cool. It was that's not. I was trying to make a kind of Transformer comparison, but there's not really one there. But it was kind of this new world. But there's a lot of memorable characters there for boys, or some of them I thought were even cooler than the He-Man characters. Like you had the Horde,
Evil Horde.
I thought that those things were always really cool. I remember, my grandma always get mad at me because I would take Leech and I would like put it on her window of her car, and she'd get mad because it'd leave the little rings and stuff.
Yep.
So Grizzlor, I remember him. That figure terrified me, I guess, because it had actual hair. So some of those. Which one do you think are some of the more popular ones? Because as far as I didn't bother getting the Swiftwind and the dude and the
Bo.
Bo. I didn't get him. I didn't get any of the little girls. I might have got She-Ra. I don't remember, but
wow.
I mainly just collected the Horde.
The Evil Horde is the reason. Well, first of all, the Secret of the Sword is what you were talking about before,
yes.
And that right there is what allowed me to accept girl cartoons, I think, to be honest, because it just girls and boys were allowed to play together after that, I think. You bring your She-Ras, I got my He-Mans, let's go.
Bring the family together.
Yeah. And putting the Evil Horde in She-Ra just blew it up, for me at least, because the Evil Horde was my favorite when I was a kid. I liked him more than Skeletor. I don't know why I'm admitting that, but I am. I did when I was a kid. I was a dumb kid, I guess. But Evil Horde, they just seemed more evil. They got the Fright Zone. Just, I don't know, Hordak. He's Skeletor's teacher or whatever, his mentor.
Yeah, I really like
They made him seem, they made him seem so bad, like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all like monster guys and stuff. They're based on kind of like Universal monsters almost. You got your Leech guy, he's like the creature from the Black Lagoon. You got your Grizzlor werewolf like guy, but he's more of a bear, I guess. You got your what else? There was a Horde Mummy that there was a concept figure that they never made that a lot of people want, but Mattel can't prove that whoever designed him while he was working at Mattel, so that's one we're probably not going to get that I really want. I really want that one, but we're probably not going to get it. Oh yeah, Modulok, he's one of my favorites. I always got him nearby. He sits on my desk.
Yeah.
One of the best classic figures, too. I had the vintage one and lost a bunch of the pieces.
Hordak was also cool because he could transform. I love that.
Yeah. Hordak is amazing.
Now, I guess we're kind of diving into the vintage toys. They came out with before we touch on the figures, they came out with a lot of bases. Or not bases, but old bases too, but vehicles and stuff like that. And they all had some kind of gimmick or they look cool. Because I remember I had the little buzzsaw thing. I don't remember any of these names, but there was a buzzsaw thing. I think that's the
Roton. Yep, Roton.
And then you also had it was kind of like a praying mantis or something like that. Like I had that thing, and I lost all its legs.
Mantisaur. That's like Hordak's Battle Cat. If we don't get him in the classics line, I'm going to be disappointed. He needs his ride.
What are again, some of the more popular? I mean, you don't have to name Panther and Battle Cat, but
the vehicles and
as far as vehicles, what are some of the ones that were a little bit more common that people could find maybe for a pretty decent price, and what would be a decent price, I guess, out of box or in box, and what's some of the ones that are again those a little bit more rare that are harder to come by?
Well, the rare ones are going to be vehicles with a figure inside the box with them. Those ones are going to be crazy money if you see one of those on eBay, because you don't see those assortments too often. Like your He-Man and your Battle Cat 2-pack. That's not a thing that you've seen back then all the time. So those are obviously more rare now. But vehicles, my favorite is the Land Shark. I don't know why, but I remember that one with the purple, that's Skeletor's ride, the gummy teeth he had around him. It was just fun to play with, and he chomped as he drove. And another one that a lot of people remember is the Dragon Walker, but it's really stupid. But it's is
that the one that like spins itself around and it goes all the way to the end and then it spins itself around?
Exactly.
I mean, could never get that thing to do anything but go in a circle.
It looks so stupid, but that's one that a lot of people remember. That was one of the earlier ones, and the Attack Track. That's one of the first ones.
God, I wish that looked more like it did in the show.
Yeah,
I had several of those things.
Yeah, it had the wheels. That was the only thing that matched the show. It seemed like was the way the treads worked.
Yeah,
but the show one was more like a van actually.
Yeah, it was like an RV that they always used to go take long trips with.
It was so slow too. Like I remember in the show that it was just slow. It was like, all right, let's go, and then it just seemed like it would take forever for those things to roll and then flip over and roll. And it's like, we got to get there really quick. And I'm like, why did you take this vehicle?
Why don't you fly? Yeah.
Why didn't you tell Stratus? I'm gonna need you to pick me up, bro. Or buzz off or something. But as far as some of the more common ones, I mean, like, what can you pick those things up for now? Out of box, in box.
Well, I'm not really sure. I haven't really looked at them too much, but I know in box you're gonna pay hundreds of dollars, most likely, depending on what it is. The Battle Ram, that's gonna be pricey if you find that in box, because that was the first vehicle. That's probably one of the most expensive ones, vehicle-wise. And that's coming out. That's coming out this fall, actually, in Classics. So I'm really excited for that. But it's pretty pricey.
Now, as far as the figures, what were some of the favorites out there? I guess, and then we'll get into your favorite series.
I can't pick favorites. I don't know. I love them all. So I was spoiled with Masters of the Universe. I had like every single one. So I can't pick favorites. I don't know whose favorite is what. I can't. That's like picking children. How do you pick? How do you do that? How do you do that? I like this guy.
Count Marzo.
I figured that would be it. All right, now they did a. Did the movie come first, or did New Adventures?
The movie came out in '87. That was the last year of the vintage line. So New Adventures didn't happen until late '89, 1990-ish.
Okay, so as far as the movie, they kind of went a different way. I remember when I saw it as a kid, and they did the not really time travel, but they did kind of the different dimension type thing. And I'm sorry for anyone that hasn't seen it if you think that I'm spoiling it. I mean, it came out in '87, so. But they did the modern day, to where it was a little bit weird. I was expecting something else. It's not a bad movie.
A lot of people will say it is, though.
Grizzlor scared me as a kid in that movie. God, it was just like I imagined myself in the gym, like up under all those things, and Grizzlor coming after me. I was like, dude, I would so freak out.
That was actually Beastman, but they made him look more like Grizzlor. That was Beastman in the movie, though. Yeah.
He looked exactly like Grizzlor, so that's what I always think of him as. But yeah, dude, I was terrified. I'd just be like, I surrender.
The best thing about the movie is Skeletor. Frank Langella's Skeletor is my favorite thing about the movie. Even though he kind of went Star Wars and brought all of his shock troopers in and everything, floated on his weird thing and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You had the dudes on the hoverboards.
Yeah, those things too, yeah.
And what do you think about your He-Man? I mean, I think Dolph was a perfect cast for that because he looks...
Yeah.
Man.
I didn't like his I have the power that much, but other than that, other than that, he's got the look down. He's ripped. He's got the hair. He wore the costume. I like the cape that they put on him. I wish they would make a Dolph figure that kind of looked like him. Plus, he's Ivan Drago. I must break you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, who do you think should play He-Man in the new Michael Bay Masters of the Universe?
Oh my God! Megan Fox is Teela. I don't know. Do they? I don't think we have the muscular actors of today that we did in the '80s when everyone was kind of juiced up. You know what I mean? Like you got your Stallones and your Lundgrens and stuff. I don't know.
You're gonna have to find one of those dudes that's suspended on PEDs from baseball or something.
Exactly.
You want to play He-Man? I mean, you might as well find some work while cast Alex Rodriguez or something like that.
Just
or an ex-WWE.
The Dutch boy. Yep, there you go. Ex-WWE guy. Just throw a Dutch boy wig on him.
Just totally cheese it up. It's like Michael Bay would be like, look, people won't even care. We'll put some explosions over here and some explosions over here. And be like, Bay, this is a sword fight that they're in. There's no shooting guns. It doesn't matter.
The lightning would hit the sword and the screen would just explode. That's what would happen, right?
Yeah.
And Megan Fox is the lead female of any whatever you want to make a movie of, right, Michael Bay? Teela. Megan Fox, Teela.
Teela, she's also going to be the sorceress.
Yeah. And Evil
Lynn. And Evil Lynn.
Paint her yellow.
She's going to be She-Ra, too.
She's going to be She-Ra, but she's also going to be Aurora as well.
Adora,
yeah.
Well, if you look at some of the Mattel figures, the classics line, some of the facial sculpt looks kind of Megan Fox, kind of a little bit. I don't know. I was looking at it.
Some of them actually kind of do, I would imagine, like the female faces on there.
Yeah.
But now, getting
they
into
made a lot of female figures, so yeah.
Your favorite series, New Adventures.
Oh my God.
You don't have to spend a whole lot of time on it. Because I mean, Jam and I, we're not as big fans as you are, but tell us about Blue Jeans He-Man series.
Oh my God.
You mean blue leotard?
Blue tights, whatever. Oh my God. See, I'm emotionally scarred by New Adventures because I was still a kid when that came out, and I'm like, I loved He-Man my whole life before that. I'm like, that's not He-Man. It says He-Man on the, I don't know. I can't talk about New Adventures. Why you got to do that to me?
All right.
Dude, I will say this though. I will say this though. The classics line made me appreciate some of the New Adventures characters more, just because they fit in better now.
Yeah.
They made them in the same scale, and they look like they fit in better. Like if Skeletor, see, NA Skeletor to me is like Jason X. Blast him off into space, give him some nano whatever on him, and he's got his robotic techno virus stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And the mutants. I like the mutants.
Yep. The space mutants are awesome. Those are the one thing I really like about New Adventures is the space mutants. But other than that, I hate most of it.
All right, 2000X.
Not my He-Man.
I think 2000X was pretty good. The cartoon was driven. It was nice. It wasn't one of those. You had some kind of continuing story throughout the original He-Man, the Filmation He-Man, but for the most part, you could just watch any episode. It was kind of like a open shut case kind of type of episode. Where the 2000X, it was kind of a continued story, and you had a lot of cameras there in the beginning as well. So, what's your kind of thoughts on that? I know that it ended just like a lot of shows today. Yeah. What was the reasoning behind all that? I've heard things like, it's all legal stuff. Like there was, as far as they couldn't negotiate with whatever network or something like that, or Cartoon Network. Do you have any insight on that, or can tell us a little bit?
I think it's more to do with. I think I have to blame Mattel more than any of that, because what they did was they oversaturated the market with the toys, and they didn't have enough budget to keep the cartoon going, because they just killed it with variants. There was like 5 Smash Blade He-Mans in a case and 1 Teela, and you want that Teela, and that's not in the store. It's just a wall of. It's like your Bumblebees. You go to Toys R Us and you see your Bumblebee section. I saw a Smash Blade He-Man section in 2003, so that's why that came to an end, I think, prematurely. Smash Blade He-Man, Spin Blade Skeletor. Those were the variants that started bringing it down. They had poor case packings. They thought everyone was going to buy up all these variants, and they OD'd on the variants, basically. I blame Mattel.
Makes bad business decisions when it comes to their toys? Huh.
In that particular instance, they did.
Well, I guess we'll kind of get into the new Masters of the Universe Classics. It's coming to an end. Congratulations, guys! You did it. Seems like it's been a threat. Like we're canceling the line unless you hit this certain mark. Like at least the past 4 years?
At least it's been since probably the past 3 years, I'd say, is when they started having their little meters, and you got to meet this mark. Yeah, scare tactics. That's what everyone likes to call them.
Yeah.
But it's going to happen. I don't get worried about it. I just laugh at people. They take it too seriously. Whatever.
Making videos pleading with people to please buy like 4 subscriptions.
Yeah.
I spammed some Save He-Man stuff on Twitter, I'm not going to lie, but it was all in fun. I wasn't...
Yeah, you did.
It's not like I was making videos or crying over it or complaining or saying scare tactics. I just go with the flow. If they make them, that's cool, I'll buy them. If not, I guess we're out of luck. But I'm glad we did it. I'm glad we're getting all the... I'm going to have an entire vintage classics collection to go with my loose vintage He-Mans that I've kind of damaged when I was a kid. the rubber bands give out on me.
Yeah.
Now, is this going to be the last year, 2015?
We don't know. They won't give us an answer on that. So they say that it possibly might be, but there's still going to be something Masters of the Universe that they let's put it this way. Without Masters of the Universe, what good is Matty Collector? What else are you going to buy off of there? What sells on there?
Yeah.
Well, I imagine that they're going to do some type of they're going to do some repackaging. It's still going to be the Masters of the Universe Classics figures.
Rebrand. They're going to do a rebrand or something.
Yeah, and just call it, instead of Classics, they're going to call it
Premium or line or something.
Premium line or
something like that.
And that's when I'll decide to get on it, but I don't want to do the sub thing. You've already got the figures, you already, you have them, and if they did a pre-order system, just do a pre-order system to where that way, look, if no one pre-orders this one figure and there's only 200 people that pre-order that one figure that really no one wanted, then you only make 200, or maybe you make 225 for damages and also maybe to sell some or whatever. But the ones that we all want, let us pre-order those so you get an idea of what we want, and then you send them out to us.
Yeah, I wish they would do that. I want
to select the ones that I want. I don't want to have to get Madame Raz and the Broom. I just don't want it. So.
Madame Raz and the Broom, good example. I like that.
Mattel is just too secretive. They won't allow anyone to know what they're doing, and they want you to buy into a blind subscription every time. They can do pre-orders. They did it with Castle Grayskull, and they do it with the subs, all the time. But it's just like, tell us what you're coming out with, not just like, oh, well, the first 3 are these, and that should be enough for you to dive right in and sign your firstborn to us. Come on, do it.
Without Mattel's fun like that, though, they have a lot of surprises, and it makes people nuts. It makes me happy. I enjoy that. It's funny. It's entertaining. Without that, I wouldn't have nearly as much fun in the online fan community, I gotta say.
It is.
It's hilarious.
You want comedy? Go to the Matty forums and just start reading some of this stuff. It is absolutely golden.
Or any He-Man site where they're anti-Mattel, then you'll really be laughing.
Yep.
The way they take it so seriously. I don't know.
It is great. I mean, I had the subscription since 2009.
Yeah.
And it's just hilarious. Just going through the emotion and like, oh cool, it's subscription time this year. It's rolling around July and we're gonna be doing this, and let's see if it goes through. And all this kind of stuff.
And everybody hangs on Toy Guru's every word. Like, oh, he said this that day. Oh, he said that the next day. Oh, we're in trouble. Oh, no, we're not. Celebrate. No. Everyone just goes crazy, it seems like.
I would be so scared if I was Toy Guru at a show. I would need bodyguards and people around it. That's just me.
I would stand behind the podium and smoke would come out of it. That's how I would leave the convention after the reveals and just disappear if I was Toy Guru.
The best, if Toy Guru could announce something like the end of Masters of the Universe, and then he just puts on a Skeletor mask and a cape and just starts cackling and just leaves. That would be absolutely great.
Well, he did wear his Mighty Spectre costume at SDCC that one year, didn't he?
Oh yeah, because Pixel was wearing his.
I have to buy a sub to get that guy. All these non-existent characters, they're just like made up. Lazor or whatever.
Sir Laserlot, yeah. That was Jeff John's creation there.
Yeah, I don't want any of the creations.
Castle Grayskull Man or Grayskull
Man, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually kind of like the new stuff because they're weird. They're new. They fit in, some of them, I guess. But yeah, the vintage ones are the ones that you hold in your heart.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Frat Boy He-Man, which is basically their classics. What is it? 2000X He-Man.
Oh yeah, the Snake Armor He-Man. See that. A lot of people like that one, but I'm on that one because that's kind of like what killed the the 2000X line is all those variants. The snake armor, they made a whole variant for the 3rd season of the show, that snake armor. And then
Which we never got.
The packaging. Yep. It only came out in like Canada and Europe or something. So I don't even have that one.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's just they changed the packaging from the red and purple to the green snake He-Man versus the Snake Man. And that's just what killed that too.
The only thing we got in that line,
not just the spin blades and smash blades,
was Fisto. We actually got a Fisto.
Oh yeah,
that was cool. Other than that, the line really was like,
yeah. Fisto was on. I have Fisto on a red card and a green card actually. I think he came on both.
Oh, he did. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Oh, and Zodak.
Yep, Zodak too. I got him on both cards. They came out. Those came out right when they started doing all the Snake Men stuff, so that's why they came out on both.
James, you want to catch us up on comments? Did you have those pulled up? Refresh, since there's a bunch of them, but
some of it's mainly just conversation amongst the viewers.
Wow.
But yeah, I can look at it here.
See if there's any questions for Count Marzo here while we've got him on.
Let me see. The last little bit is more like Cloven Singer 19 says, I got here late. Did they already talk about the weird Masterpiece Wheeljack repaint? And yes, we did.
Video form will be up like 30 minutes after the show ends.
Yeah. It's mainly talk about how Dakota needs to come up with a Beast Wars show. And Punk Wiley will do that with him.
All right.
And such. That's
all right. Well, Marzo, do you have anything else you want to share with us, Masters of the Universe or Transformers related?
Well, there is those giants too, those on the vintage card that they're coming out.
Those.
They're a little bit pricey, and they're not perfect. There's some imperfections there. Like Beastman, they nailed. I'm definitely getting Beastman, but I don't know about He-Man and Skeletor. There's something not right about them in their heads. Their heads look a little weird. Maybe it's because they're blown up. I don't know. But you gotta love that vintage packaging.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but on the packaging, is that going to have it to where it's kind of like a clamshell to where you can slide that off?
I wish.
So they're actually gluing it, the shell onto the card. So it's like once you open it, there goes that little bit of extra that you paid for, that display option.
Yep.
Why do they do that? Why do that?
Toy Guru wants you to buy two. That's why.
Well, they did it with Ghostbusters, the first wave. They did the resealable, or at least with the San Diego Comic-Con, version of like Egon. But yeah, why can't they do that with the other guys?
I wish they would. I would hate to destroy that card art. That's the reason why I would want to buy those in the first place.
Yeah. And I'd like to kind of move it around and mess with it, and then I'm done. Put the thing back in there.
And they do the power punch with the spin. They're just like the old ones.
Oh gosh, they are nice.
Yep. And instead of rubber bands, they have like better power cord or something in their legs, so they don't rot out like the old rubber bands did.
Dude, you can like totally battle a toddler with it. Just power punch.
Bam. The Jack Specific Godzilla or the Gypsy Danger from NECA and all those. Metroplex, here I come.
You have a big old He-Man, you're just spin him around and punch all your toys around.
I wish I had a baby Skeletor. Someone did not remind me.
I was at work and they sold out. I couldn't even buy one myself.
You think they'll come out with those things again? I mean,
I don't know.
Why not? I mean, they sold out quick. Why not come out with more?
Because that's
Mattel?
Yeah.
It's Mattel.
One word answer. It's pretty simple.
Well, the thing is, they always have leftovers that they have for customer service stock, and you never know when they're going to show up. Like Maybe who knows? Maybe during like their Black Friday, Cyber Monday deal thing.
Or Big Lots.
You never know what's gonna. Yeah, Big Lots. There you go. How many of these guys did I buy at Big Lots? At least
I know.
Didn't you sign one of them?
Yeah. I signed 2 of them.
That's so cool. I have a quick question for you, Count.
Yep.
Since we talk about G1 Transformers and the G1 fiction, and like from a cartoon standpoint to like the IDW comics, how do you like the fiction? Do you gravitate more towards like the Filmation, origins, or do you like what Mattel Toy Guru has written now, and you got the comic books and such like that? Do you like that it's been integrated?
Actually, yeah, I love that it's been integrated. That's what made me appreciate more of New Adventures that I hated my whole life. But Filmation is the thing that everyone loves. That's the number one. We have this thing called, I don't know, I know Transformers fans have their arguments, but we have Arrow Wars in the He-Man community, and there's Filmation, there's pre-Filmation, there's this, there's that, and everybody likes to argue, but Filmation is most popular, so they can argue with me and lose.
It's the same thing with us. It's like you go to boards, everyone's arguing, but G1 is obviously the most popular. And some people, they'll try to argue for theirs. I'm like, well, look at the Masterpiece. What are they doing? All G1s.
Yeah.
Every time they're coming out with Generations figures, what are they trying to do them as? Most of the time, it's always G1. Because not that the other ones aren't, cool too. Some of them aren't, but they're mostly they try to back off, back up everything with G1 because it's going to sell more. It's more popular.
It's hard to beat the original. It's just the way it is. When it was that popular that it lasted almost the entire decade of the 1980s. That's the year that those were the years for action figures. It seems like.
Mm-hmm.
You go to your Toys R Us back then, it was stacked to the ceiling. You go there now, there's like you go into 2 or 3 aisles.
Yeah.
Yeah. So disappointing.
The rest is Hot Wheels, remote control cars, and Babies R Us stuff.
Yeah.
Or electronic stuff.
Stuffed animals and whatever. Yeah. Little plastic, whatever those things are. I don't know. Those weird
you had
animals or whatever
back then as well. So, I mean, there was a ton. And just if you name the big 3, G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, and Transformers, I mean, that took up more than 5 aisles on its own. Just those big 3, because a lot of them had like big bases and stuff, especially whenever you get into the G.I. Joes.
Yeah, Star Wars had a lot of that stuff.
Star Wars, yeah, that was a big one as well. So I guess big 4 is the best way to say it.
Well, that was kind of late 70s, early 80s too, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, that was the golden years of action figures. I'm gonna say. Easily.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Even though G.I. Joe didn't originate then, but do you think that original is?
Well,
what do you think about that?
Real American Hero.
3
and 3/4 inch. That's the one that got me. I know that that Hasbro, they came out with the original, the 6-inch action figures. Hasbro's the one that actually coined the term action figure back then, because they couldn't call it dolls, otherwise boys wouldn't play with it. So that was the cool thing that you also mentioned, is the power of the sword. That's what kind of made it cool for now the guy, the 2 kids, boy and girl, they can sit down and play He-Man and She-Ra together, and it's acceptable.
Watch the whole hour together. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And make me go into the pink Barbie aisle to buy a She-Ra figure. Yep.
I'm proud too.
It was much more shameful then than it is now, for some reason. Now people think, oh, you're buying toys for your kids, all right. When I'm a kid going into the pink Barbie aisle, I'm like, oh, man. That's the walk of shame back then.
getting this from my sister
times
that
are
I don't have.
Yeah. Who knows what your parents think when you pick out a She-Ra instead of a He-Man, right?
Can only imagine. All right, Jamie, had any more questions or anything to bring up?
No, I'm fine.
All right, well, we went kind of along with that topic there. So, Marzo, thanks for coming on, man. We're going to go ahead and end it there. We're going to do the aftercast at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time on Victory Saber 77's channel. So if you want to tune in for that. But, James, why don't you tell people where they can find you, man?
You can find me YouTube, Twitter, Victory Saber 77.
And Marzo?
You can find me on Twitter at count_Marzo, all one word. Thanks for having me on. I always have a good time with you guys on here, even though you're Transformers fans first and foremost, but that's okay.
All right, thanks, man, for coming on. I enjoyed it. Hopefully educated some people on Masters of the Universe. Maybe they didn't know anything about it, or they just wanted to listen to something besides Transformers. So thanks for not bringing up GoBots, by the way, as well. Because then we would lose all viewers. They would all drop. So, but thanks a lot for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. You can find me, G1Xtron, on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. And you can also like my Facebook page, The G1Xtron. So we'll talk to you guys later. Video form will be up in about 30 minutes if you're watching live. And peace.
Cool. See ya.